Okay, welcome back to Happy Hour with Heather and Guest, episode number 96. We apologize. We were supposed to have this episode out last weekend, but we experienced technical difficulties, which haven't fully been resolved, but they've been resolved enough to allow us to do this episode now. So, as always, I'm that other dude, Andrew, and I'm joined by Heather.
Hello.
And today we are here to talk about a band called Purification.
Yeah.
So, this was the rotation had fallen back to me. First, let me give a shout out to my friend Jake Hart, who's the drummer in the Oil Barons. He recently got married, and I believe they're recording a new album. So give them a little bit of a. And what shirt are you wearing?
Kiowa Island.
What's Rhode Island? That's what I thought it was. I recognized the teal color, but
Yeah.
yes,
Did I say that right?
yeah, that's how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
Yeah, teal
Okay.
color. Um,
Okay.
so in February of 2018. I guess maybe even the end, sometime a few months before then or after then, I discovered a band called Troll from the Portland, Oregon area that I really dug. They were really sort of not like a throwback to doom metal, but I felt like they were the epitome of a good contemporary doom metal band. And then I read somewhere, I guess, that they parted ways with their lead singer. Um, so I emailed them and said that I'd be willing to fly out to Portland to audition to be a lead singer. Um, at the time, I was really struggling with working as a teacher. I was really burned out, and I thought it would just be fun to contact this band and see. I never heard back from them, but it was just fun to go through the motions. Um, And of course, they reunited with their singer probably in March and recorded their sophomore album, which is really great. It's called Legend Master. Um, and then I guess the band broke up at some point, but the singer um, started Purification. So I was interested in what the music was going to be because I was such a fan of the previous band Troll. Um, so going into it, I knew that I guessed Purification would be some sort of Doom hybrid. Um, that maybe it would be progressive, maybe it would be, but that would be the history of it. So going into today, I thought, why not check out Purification since I was such a fan of their previous group. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure what albums you listened to, but Purification was the band that we were going to discuss last week.
Yeah. 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 First I want to start by saying today is International Men's Day, which I want to wish everyone out there a happy International Men's Day, and thank you for all of the contributions that you've made. And congratulations on your friend's wedding.
Thank you.
Now, Purification. For this show, I listened to Elphinstone, which was released October 21st. But I had previously listened before. I had previously listened to another album of theirs. I think they have five releases now. And I had previously listened to another album of theirs and I really liked it. But for what we're going to discuss today, I listened to their most recent album, which I kind of like doing. I kind of like talking about the most recent work, that the bands put out. And this I I really like that there's four songs that are Mirage of Glory. There's one, two, three, and four. And they're shorter instrumental songs, and I feel like they're kind of like chapters in a book. the songs that make up the chapters, I think, are absolutely incredible. There has to be, in the independent music community, I think there has to be more room for music like this because it's really special and there's not a lot like it out there. So I think, there has to be more stuff that's so unique and so independent that we definitely have to make room for out there. It's incredibly creative. I would encourage you to read the notes that they have on their Bandcamp page for this album. Each artist in the band plays multiple instruments, and especially read the album dedication. I have a lot of respect for artists and musicians that have a strong vision and the talent and drive to execute that vision and make it a reality. And unique voices need to be heard, and music like at this level of greatness needs to be heard, and we have to keep this alive.
Awesome. Yeah, I again, going into it, I had been familiar with the previous band that I really liked, so I assumed that there would be elements of that in this, but it is unique. Purification is not simply a retread of the former bands, what they were doing well. Uh, I think the first track I heard was off of an album called "Dwell in the House of the Lord Forever," which came out in 2020. It was called "Rainbow Warrior," and that one I was listen to that on repeat. I really dug it. And then I found they have a live performance on YouTube where they play at a place called the High Watermark. It's an entire set, um, and they played a song there that I hadn't heard before that really hooked me. And then later, when I listened to their most recent album, Elphinstone, it was the title track off that album. So that was I was that again that really sort of hooked me. Um, and then as I was reading the tracks, one of them is called "Crucifix in a Death Hand," which I recognized is the name of uh, but I believe it's a book of poems by Charles Bukowski, who was one of my favorite authors when I was a little bit younger. So it's always wonderful to see references to stuff that you dig from music you're listening to or movies you're watching or TVs or anything like that. TV shows. So it was cool because at the root of the music there is something familiar, but they're taking it in directions that are unique. So if you're looking for um, hints of sort of the old school doom, it's here, but it's definitely not all there is. Um, so I think I don't know what's going to happen with Purification in the future. If they've put out their sort of 5 albums, and then another incarnation of them will appear in the future, or if they'll continue. Um, I hope that whatever they do, they make more music because it's really good. Um, and I think these days it's nice to encounter Doom or a version of Doom that sort of has that throwback sense, but is also doing something new, and forging ahead and breaking new ground. So I think if you listen to any of the Purification albums, you'd be doing yourself a favor. Check out Elphinstone. It's the most recent release in 2023. And
Yeah, and it looked like they're touring over in Europe right now, which is pretty cool. So hopefully they get a good following across the pond.
yeah, it really is amazing these days, um, because the technology is available. If you have the drive and you have the inclination to make music and to put it out there, you can. Um, it just it seems like there are fewer hurdles and gatekeepers these days, which makes it also a little bit more difficult because there isn't a method that's tried and tested. It's sort of anything goes. And I think it's also difficult because once you put something out there, it's sort of up for grabs how someone wants to interpret it or how they want to label it or what they want to do with it. So it can be um, complicated. That being said, I hope that Purification and other bands like them keep forging ahead and making music because Heather and I dig it. Um, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
I
And I know it's like the the arts, any type of art, including music, is incredibly difficult. It's incredibly difficult to get it out there and have people consume it, you know, but we need it. We need it in our lives. It's really important. And, music has gotten me and a lot of other people I know through some really difficult times, and we need it. So I just hope that bands like this and, independent music and these, unique artists, I hope that they continue to put their music out there, even though it seems like people aren't listening to it or they're not noticing or, if you're not getting the attention that you think it deserves. I would suggest, keep doing what you love and keep doing it. And because we need it out there.
and we'll find it. Dedicated
Yeah,
people like Heather and I will find it. We will
yeah,
scour YouTube, discover the bands.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
so it's a win-win. It may not look like what you hoped in the end, but it's a win-win for everyone if you keep making good music that we love listening to. Um, and that's why this show exists is to shine the light on people to get their music out there.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, and hope that it reaches, you know, at least one person,
yeah,
that maybe hadn't heard of it before, and they check it out and like it, and that would make it all worth it.
absolutely. Especially, I don't know. Do you remember The Simpsons, where Lisa wants to create a new doll because she thinks Malibu Stacy is too misogynistic?
Oh, I remember you telling me about this episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she creates Lisa Lionheart, and the owner of Malibu Stacy helps her out. And then at the end of the episode, only one Lisa Lionheart doll is bought, and Lisa says, if we just reach that one girl, it'd all be worth it. And the owner says under her breath, yes, especially if she pays $275,000 for that doll.
Yeah, then it's really worth it.
Yes. Well, I don't know if we're going to pay $275,000 for new music, but we will certainly pay something. And
Yeah,
we do need it in our lives, and we're willing to support it how we can.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. It's you know, trying times out there for musicians, I know. It's not easy. But yeah, we'll try. We'll try to
yeah,
keep listening and try to find a way to support in whatever way we can.
we will.
Yeah.
We are the and that's what makes this show continue, or one of the reasons is to
Yeah.
support the bands. So,
Yeah.
well, I would check out Purification. They got some great albums out there. Hopefully, they'll be making new music soon. And next week we'll be back on track. It'll be Heather's turn in the rotation. Number 97. We're so close to episode
Yeah.
100.
We're getting there. We're creeping,
We're
creeping, creeping up
creeping,
there.
creeping right up.
Yeah.
Um, have a good rest of the evening, and all of you out there, stop watching and go get some Purification.
Yeah.